Hey everyone, welcome to another tutorial from Data Academy. This is George. Today we're going to talk more about the basics of using Git. In specific, we're going to cover Git add, Git commit, and Git push. Alright, first, what is the difference between Git add and Git commit? Well, in short, whenever we do Git add, we're telling Git that please start tracking these files for me. And whenever we do Git commit, we're telling Git that these files, they are ready and they are done. So that's the major difference. Let me give you a detailed specific example here. Let's say, imagine we work in a computer manufacturing facility. And then what we do is we assemble all these computer parts into computers. And then there are two major work areas. Work area number one is the work in progress area, where computers are being assembled. And work area number two is where the finished products are. So once these computers are fully assembled, we say they are good to go. So essentially, whenever we do Git add, that's equivalent to moving all the computer parts into the first area, i.e. the work in progress. So we're telling Git, please start tracking these computers. And once they're done, then we're going to move them over to the second area. Basically, we're saying these are complete and I'm going to place a tag on them so they are good to go. So that's the concept behind the Git add and the Git commit. All right, enough about the theory and let's get to work. Okay, so first of all, a very useful command in Git is Git Status. So with Git Status, you can check what is going on in your Git repo. So right now, as we can see, there's nothing in there. So we need to make some change to the stuff in our Git repo. So what I'm going to do is I'll create a new file by doing echo, and then I'm going to provide the content of the file very simply like that. And then I'm going to provide the file name like that, and then there we go. So now if we show the content within the folder or the repo, we can see the file has been created. So then there is some change to track. So we can use the Git Status command again to check what's going on. So it's telling us the file has been created, but it's not being tracked. So then we can tell Git to start tracking the file by saying Git add. And then there are two ways here. So if you want to track everything, you can simply do a dot. And if you want to track a specific file or files, then you can simply provide the file name in here and you can provide another one, so on and so forth. So I'm going to do this now. So we're telling Git, please start tracking my file, and this is the file. So the next thing to do is Git commit. And remember, this is basically, we're telling Git that the files are ready, they're good to go. So here, normally the good practice is you provide a commit message where you explain what exactly happened in this commit, i.e. the changes. So in this case here, I'm going to say the files, they're ready, and I'm doing the first commit. So I'm going to say initial commit, and then that's it. So now if we do Git Status again, we can see everything is good, meaning the everything has been added and committed. So now, finally, we are going to do Git Push. And what this does is pushing all the changes locally to the remote repo on GitHub. So we can do that by doing Git Push origin master. So origin is the remote's name. And then we're pushing to the remote's master branch. So that's what this is. But I'm not going to do this directly because if we're doing this for the first time, we're going to be asked about the credential or the password for GitHub. However, I don't want to provide this again and again in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Git to save the credential for me so that I don't have to provide it again in the future. So then this is what we can do. And we can do git config -global and then credential helper store. So that's been done. Now we can do the git push origin master. Okay, and then we are being asked about the username. So it's data academy, that's my username. And then I'm being asked the password here. It's very important here. The password we're going to provide here really depends on whether you have enabled your two-factor authentication. If you have already done so, then you are going to need to create a personal access token over here. However, if you have not turned on the two-factor authentication, then you can use your regular password. In this case here, because I have already turned on my two-factor authentication, I'm going to get my personal access token. And I'm going to provide it here. Let's try that again. Then again, the personal access token. All right, here we go. The git push has been done successfully. So that is everything for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time.